All right. Welcome once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX official Lee. And this is a news break. And clearly, as you can see, the anti family divided House committee has struck again with the wrong message at the right time. And as you are coming into this broadcast, please hit that like button, share this out on your social media if you will, and subscribe to this channel if you have not already done so. Now, getting right on into what we are talking about here, I'm sure you guys have seen this photo circulating online. And this is, I guess, in the aftermath of the election where Kamala Harris, the cosplaying Indian, Irish woman, children of or child of immigrants, who is not an African American, deceived many of Black Americans into thinking she was Black, and so now Black women have decided that I guess they feel betrayed and alone for some reason when Black women and Black men both voted for Kamala Harris over every other group. I guess these women just seem to forget that their men exist. But it speaks a lot to something, and it speaks a lot to the feminism aspect of it and the lostness of Black feminism. And I wanted to take it back. That's why I posed a question on my X page. You guys might have seen a thumbnail that looked like this, and I posed a question that harm or what effect has feminism been able to put on the white male patriarchy as we always hear it today? And we also hear that Black men envy white men and this and that. You envy the power and stuff. We've heard crazy talk like that, which is, of course, untrue, unfounded, and just an outright lie. But and there's no one can ever explain it, but a lot of things just get repeated that aren't true. So I guess you fake it till you make it, or just repeat the same lie. But in any event, um, these these particular folks here, they're promoting this agenda again. And like I said, I asked the question: What is what has feminism like? So what damage has literally been done? Has the white male patriarchy lost power anywhere? And when it comes down to feminism, what has white the white male power structure suffered at the hands of feminism? Because at the end of the day, their community has literally thrived. And if you look at the makeup of Washington, D.C., that really hasn't changed much either. So, with that being in the forefront of everybody's understanding, what then does Black feminism have to do with anything other than attacking Black men, which, of course, do not have a system of patriarchy as the white man does? And so that it seems like feminism in its reality has only attacked one group of men. So we could show you all the elements of how it undermines men. Now, here this scenario is. Remember when Ice Cube said he had a plan for Black America? It was the Black women who made it about themselves to make their agenda different than the Black community. Here's a thing this go around. These same women just blindly co-sign Kamala Harris, not asking for any agenda for Black women, just blind support. And so while getting in the way of Black empowerment in the first place, because of people's relationship with the Democratic Party, that has spent more time being a hindrance to the Black community as a whole. And so I always ask, how do these things, especially when you see pictures like this, what about this picture promotes unity in the Black community? Because a house divided against itself cannot stand. What are we promoting here? That Black women could stand by themselves? I would just ask a question. With this picture right here in the face of disaster, where have you seen in recent years Black women standing together? This is a nice figment of the imagination, but this is not reality. This, what you see right here, is based out of this movement right here. And if you really pay attention to what you're seeing right here, that is Gloria Steinem, CIA agent, her partner on the other side, and in the center, Shirley Chisholm. So here, right here, you have the government helped and government led targeting of Black men through white women. How do you know that? Look at that little picture up there on the right. So you knew what the target was when you seen that. Now you see again who's sitting next to her in that picture. Shirley Chisholm. Shirley Chisholm is what in this country? She is one of the founding members of the Congressional Black Caucus. What you are witnessing are the tools of making sure Black America doesn't see empowerment. And then turning the women to say, look at Shirley Chisholm, a tether, who is coming over here giving women empowerment because she is teaming up with the suffrage movement. So if Shirley Chisholm can say, well, we got allies based on our gender, well, then by golly, so do we. And damn those Black men. And what you are seeing is a government operation in front of your face. Add to that the Cosmopolitan. There was a Molotov cocktail thrown at the Black family. And at this point, ladies, I hope you understand, you ain't doing yourselves no favor with this. And let me just even further clear something up when you see this picture and how foolish this picture is. Family, the city's on fire. Everything is in disarray. They're sitting on top of a building watching the tops of other buildings burn. Logical sense would tell you this disaster, look at the sky, disaster's heading your way. You know, it's very funny that the looking at these ladies on top of this building, this actually looks like a prelude before a certain scripture. I want to say that's Isaiah. It's either Isaiah or Ezekiel. I want to say Isaiah, like Isaiah 7. And it says at that time, and it's talking about the end when destruction. So I'm just looking at the picture. The world is coming to an end. Babylon is falling, right? That's what you're witnessing in this picture. And at that time, 7 women will run to one man to be up under his name and his banner, not even having to be kept by him, have not even needing his money or clothes, just need his name. Because that man's name will be the defense to these ladies. So I'm just looking at the calm while they're up here sipping coffee, because this coffee has something to do with Palestine. and their conflict, it, oh my goodness. This shows you the sick, twisted nature of Black feminism. So, although Black men still voted more than every other group, they're still saying that's not enough. Damn Black men, we won't stand with you. And somehow self preservation will come by way of us sitting here in the midst of turmoil, sipping coffee, not strapping up, getting ready for the turmoil that is coming your way, because that's what a disaster is. This gives the notion that, oh, well, you get what you get. Ladies, the reality of this picture is if you're on top of a building, what's going on beneath that is also fire. So sitting up here relaxing is just a state of mind, because at the end of the day, your building's on fire too, in the midst of chaos with no protection. Here's another thing. If we're going to celebrate this and we're going to say, well, y'all just don't understand it, I don't know what the big deal is about this picture. Well, I seem to remember last year when a scamming Somalian said she was hit with a brick. And there was such a big to do, everybody going out of their way to say, or maybe it might have been a year before that, but going out of their way to say how Black men do not protect Black women. And it was a big discussion talking about and going from different mediums. Should men that belong to other women risk their life for a strange woman that they don't know? And you had some of these women out there, well, that's what you should be doing. Well, let me tell you for a fact, my wife absolutely disagrees. And there's a lot of women out there that ain't fit. Look at this nonsense. Look at what you're championing. Why would the woman who honors her protection want her protection to risk their life and her safety? Because then she loses her protector fighting for people like this who absolutely have no concept of respecting their true allies. They are up here championing this. And I asked, how does this promote unity? Well, you just don't understand. Oh, I absolutely understand that. My question still stands. How does this promote unity? Because, see, as a man, what I see is disaster coming. How are you preparing for that? And what you're saying, well, you just don't understand. We're going to relax in self-preservation. Ma'am, self-preservation begins with assessing the situation you're in. And at the worst case scenario, your building's not on fire. That means that all the people that are escaping those buildings are running to you. So then again, ladies, you're in the wild with no protection but each other. Okay, look at how many women are there. How many neo-Nazis run up in their building? What they gonna do? Throw their cups at them? This is the nonsense that needs to stop. And also understand how this destruction became in your face in the first place. We need to start undoing the things that they instilled in our community. And feminism is one of them. There is only one ally in this house, and it is Black men and Black women. It is Black women and Black men. There is nothing outside of that. Everything else begins after that. Build your community through Black women, Black men together. Then you have offspring. Those are called children. You know, the one thing that the person that you're upset didn't win wants to make sure that all of these women go without. Don't further your community, girls. because that might spoil your career. And now here is a disaster in your logic with your afros. Now, here's another thing. No black woman with no afro is sitting up here like this, because that this see they're convoluting messages. Let's get it real. Put your Cardi B's, your sexy reds, and your Glorillas and all of that up here. Is your ski wees. Why all of a sudden did you use militant looking black women? Those are the women who you see in the spaces. Those are the sisters who you see showing up at Brandon Johnson's office. Those are the people to whom you've seen showing up at the California Task Force. They're not sitting up here with a bunch of feminists. What on earth would a militant sister, what mixing do they have to do with feminism? But what happened here? You had to bring because let's keep it a buck. The ladies that you are seeing depicted here are very much the look of women who have men. They didn't put all the weaves and the wigs. And y'all don't, I mean, I see one head of braids up here. No, maybe two. Two head of braids. And in the meanwhile, you guys are out there. Come on, Kamala, she's gonna win in a landslide. And this is what you got. This is how it turned out. You understand? And that's just the reality of the situation. I hope you guys can can understand that. But I just wanted to touch on this because this picture has been popping up, and I hope that y'all see it for what it is. And I just thought when I saw it, I'm like, okay, let me ask this question. I want to see the response of the people in this particular thread, because the dude that posted one of them that kind of went viral, because I think where I even commented on has more views than even Baller Alert. And this is a cat that, Democratic Shield has been in my comment threads before. Always either it's me, it's Tariq Nasheed, it's Black Alpha, it's Afro Elite. So he knows who he's going after. And so he posts this. Nobody understands. Well, my question is this in this thread. I didn't even retweet it. I'm asking a question in the thread. Why? Because I want all that intersectionality smoke. My question is, how does this promote unity within the Black community? And if you're not promoting unity within the Black community, the allyship of one another to further the betterment of our people, you are the treasonous party and the weak link. There is no other way to look at it. And you have now officially became an agent of white supremacy, just like Shirley Chisholm in the Congressional Black Caucus, who to this day work against Black empowerment. Just look at California's Black Caucus over there that dogged out the reparations bill, helping the white man preserve his career, also trying to make sure that Kamala Harris didn't have that mountain to climb over reparations. So they snubbed Black folks out. And now y'all sitting up here crying and complaining that Black folks rejected this woman to whom they already knew. She's not new to us. We already knew her. That's why her campaign failed miserably in 2020. And she lost to a slow, sleepy Joe then. So let's keep it 1,000. She wasn't a good candidate. Her campaign sucked. They spent over $1 billion and are $20 million in debt. Nothing was responsible. Then, on top of that, she's such a sister girl that her outreach went to spending millions upon millions upon millions to these white kids and these white firms and these white TikTokers. None of the Black folks got no money. I mean, think about it. She's paying these little white TikTokers millions. while Roland Martin can only get $350,000. Are you kidding? Oh, and she's supposed to have some kind of camaraderie with black folks while y'all over here pilfering through donor money. She didn't even look out for you then. I mean, it's really something to say that Oprah Winfrey got 2.5 million out the deal. If you even look at even the black celebrities, they got shorted when it comes down to these white consultant firms that didn't amount to nothing. The celebrities most definitely should have been paid more than them, because the celebrities did way more than these consultant firms. These consultant firms sucked, and they took millions upon hundreds of millions of these dollars. I mean, they was cutting buku checks to DuPont Circle. DuPont Circle couldn't find their way to relate to young people if they tried, man. Come on. And so all of that money to say, well, she was using the campaign, she stayed with the same old system. And then for 444,000 black women that got Kamala Harris over $1 million, all you did was to get that over to a rich white man. Woohoo! You won. Sister girl, go. Yeah, ski wee. All of that just to do what? They lost miserably. So you did that. Okay. Now let's do something for black folks. Oh man, what we gonna do? Now all of a sudden people are silent, or if you can't scream, or like, this should be the time of self-reflection. How do we as a community get back together? And what they're promoting right now is, don't build the community. Let's find a way to further draw a wedge in it. Why? Because the Democrats lost. You're over here to drive a gender divide for the damn Democrats. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Nikki Free, and everybody else down with you, and everybody else co-signing this. Shame on all of you. And man, from me to you, and from those of us here that follow this program, we all give you a big gallon, a 10-gallon jug. You get a vat. Matter of fact, we're gonna give you a keg of Sambo sauce.
Sambo, Sambo, Sambo.
And at the same time, sisters who are supporting this, do you want your children fighting in this war? Like, that's another thing that people are thinking about to avoid a Kamala Harris regime. Them trying to draft your youngsters for a war that we should not be in. And more importantly, black feminists, understand all of the conflict. You guys are wanting to be over Gaza this, Gaza that. You have this conflict and Ukraine. Some people would suspect or believe that these happen by way of making sure you had another circumstance to avoid dealing with Black America. Every time in history that Black folks fought for something, it was always followed up by America going to war. Civil rights, you had Vietnam. I mean, so I hope you guys understand that this is not this. It's not happenstance. And so when I seen this, I was like, "Oh, the agenda is on." So yeah, let's let somebody really answer for what this is. And here's something, a little piece that I read, which was very interesting. And here's another thing: who is Nikki Free? But this might be a little helpful hint. This is something from Sirius XM Urban View. So for those who don't know, that's the black radio station on Sirius XM radio that plays Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey and Al Sharpton. Go figure. Oh, and Greg Carr's show as well. So these people are all blue-laid Democrats. So what this reads as their ex post today This says Black women have long carried the moral weight of this nation. But as Nikki Free says, quote, we're choosing rest, healing, and self-preservation, unquote. This shift isn't just overdue, it's revolutionary. What is self-preservation about sitting up here sipping coffee, looking at disaster? Another problem with this is the smoke of these. This is such an ignorant picture, and people are like, yeah, y'all ain't understanding. I understand exactly what you were trying to promote. And here's a bunch of Black women who, instead of worrying about getting reparations for their future generations, here they are saying, oh, y'all didn't get skiwi in here, so let us sip our coffee supporting Palestine. How about you support your community? Because white women let you down, you never had a friend over there in the first place. You've only been used. Now, again, I will ask you before I close out this broadcast, what has feminism done to hamper, harm, hinder, or stifle the system of white male patriarchy here in America that we hear so much about? What where have the hits been? Is it evident on Capitol Hill? No. Because here's the thing, people got a problem with sexism and misogyny. People also have a problem with racism. And here's the one big problem in American racism. Put a Black woman's face on it and y'all will call it good. Shirley Chisholm, the Congressional Black Caucus, Black feminism, and white feminism. Every last one of them things has been an absolute hindrance and destructive to the Black family here in America. Simple as that. And so for those who have a hard time staying in your lane when it comes down to this Black business, well, what are we supposed to do? Sisters, I need you to hear something very clearly because the message is simple.
To put it in the frame of reference, everyone, when they talk about racism and white supremacy, should always start by saying that the focus, the objective should be replace white supremacy with justice. Those are the 5 basic words.
So understand, you have to focus in on dismantling white supremacy, not dismantling your man. Your Black man is your tools and means to an end of dismantling white supremacy. White women are not, and they've shown you for this many years, they're not undermining their men to dismantle white supremacy. Matter of fact, what they've shown you over the years is them re-grooming, birthing, and grooming up the next generation of supremacists. And you have went right along with it because you thought you had a friend in these women who always show you they don't. Who was the mistress of a plantation but a white woman? Y'all have got off the plantation and then all of a sudden believe that this woman has your agenda in mind. You are not only a traitor to your people, but you are a traitor to yourself. And you might disagree. And that's fine. But I will have to tell you, I'll speak for myself. Beatzilla PDX official. The Beatzilla PDX official show. Those of you in the chat. The grassroots and the voices of new Black media. I'm certain I'm speaking for all parties involved. When we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of the
Yes, indeed, family. So this has been a beatzillapdx official news break. Please go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out on your social media. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you have not already done so. Make sure you hit that notification bell, hit the word all. That way you'll be notified anytime a video goes live or a video is uploaded or premieres. And if you would like to support this channel by way of joining and becoming a member, you could do that by hitting the join button. And of course, all the other donate information will be in the description. And salute to everybody that has contributed to help and support this channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And always remember, hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
And the other big thing that now is becoming a thing is the fact that folks are realizing our delineation movement serves a few purposes in the long run that obviously their disrespect didn't account for. And that was when mass deportations come, we have already very clearly made ourselves separate from y'all. And so now all of this disrespect that y'all have y'all noticed that they have changed their tunes? It's been I haven't seen nearly amount of African spaces trying to clown on foundational Black Americans these days. It's very interesting how the shift has happened suddenly. Suddenly. But the statement still stands. Hashtag fire up the jet.
Happy birthday, we're celebrating you today. Like Dr. King holiday, we ain't gonna do any work today. Happy birthday today, it's your beautiful day. And we gonna party all day, like it's a freaking holiday.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, y'all stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first, y'all. Shalom.